The story of RPG storytelling begins in the 1980s, when games like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy introduced players to the concept of narrative-driven gameplay. These games were simple by today's standards, with pixelated graphics and text-heavy dialogue, but they dared to do something revolutionary. They told stories. Dragon Quest set the stage with its tale of a lone hero battling to save the kingdom. Final Fantasy took it further, introducing party-based gameplay and weaving a richer, more emotional narrative. These games weren't just about defeating enemies. They were about embarking on epic quests, meeting memorable characters, and facing moral dilemmas. For the first time, players felt like they were part of a grand adventure. These early titles laid the foundation for what RPGs could achieve. They showed that games could be more than just fun. They could tell stories that resonated with players on a deeper level. The 1990s are often considered the golden era of RPGs. This was a time when technology and creativity came together to create unforgettable experiences. Let's start with Chrono Trigger. Released in 1995, this game introduced players to a story that spanned multiple timelines with characters whose actions directly influenced the world. Its multiple endings gave players a sense of agency, something that was groundbreaking at the time. Then came Final Fantasy VII. This wasn't just a game, it was a phenomenon. Its cinematic cutscenes, complex characters, and emotional storytelling captivated millions. Who can forget the heartbreak of Aerith's death or the haunting presence of Sephiroth? This game showed the world that video games could deliver stories as impactful as any movie or novel. On the Western front, Baldur's Gate brought a different kind of storytelling to the table. Based on Dungeons & Dragons, it combined deep lore with player-driven narratives. It wasn't just about following a story. It was about creating your own, with choices that shaped the world around you. This blend of freedom and narrative depth became a hallmark of Western RPGs. As technology advanced, so did the ways in which RPGs told their stories. Games like Mass Effect and The Witcher 3 introduced branching narratives, where the player's choices had real consequences. This wasn't just a gimmick, it was a revolution. In Mass Effect, your decisions could determine the fate of entire civilizations. Did you save the Arachne Queen or let her die? Did you side with the Geth or the Quarians? These choices weren't just about gameplay. They were about morality, philosophy, and personal responsibility. The Witcher 3 took this to another level, with morally complex choices that often had no clear right or wrong answer. The game's writing made every decision feel weighty, and the consequences were often unpredictable, mirroring the complexities of real life. With the rise of open-world RPGs, storytelling became more immersive than ever. Games like Skyrim and Elden Ring offered vast, detailed worlds for players to explore at their own pace. These games didn't just tell stories through dialogue, they told them through the world itself. A ruined castle, a skeleton clutching a sword, a cryptic note left behind. Every detail added to the narrative, inviting players to piece together the story on their own. In Elden Ring, storytelling was woven into every aspect of the game, from the lore-rich world to the mysterious characters you encountered. It proved that even in an open world, you could create a narrative experience that was both deep and engaging. Finally, let's talk about the cultural influences on RPG storytelling. Japanese RPG or JRPGs like Persona 5 focus on character-driven narratives and themes of unity and personal growth. Meanwhile, Western RPGs like Cyberpunk 2077 emphasize moral ambiguity and player freedom, reflecting different cultural philosophies. Both styles have their strengths, and in recent years, we've seen them borrow from each other. This blending of cultures has led to some of the most innovative RPGs we've ever seen. From the pixelated heroes of the past to the dynamic, AI-driven worlds of the future, RPGs have shown us the power of storytelling in gaming. They've made us laugh, cry, and question our choices, proving that video games are more than just entertainment. They're an art form. If you enjoyed this journey through RPG storytelling, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your favorite RPG moments in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring, keep adventuring, and keep gaming!